From a simple triangle with 3 sides to a perfect hexagon with 6 sides to the dodecagon with 12 sides and beyond, every polygon follows the same rules for its interior and exterior angles, rules that form one of the most elegant patterns in maths and that will help you solve geometry problems in maths challenges, Olympiad and GCSE and IGCSE exams. As you can see, shapes with large numbers of sides do start to look a lot like circles. By the time we get to the chiliogon with 1,000 sides, it would be almost impossible to tell apart from a circle, but it is still a polygon. But no matter how many sides a shape has, you can find the exact angles inside it and outside it using these simple rules based just on the number of sides. In this video I'll show you how to find both the interior and the exterior angles for any polygon you can imagine, and as always I will also explain why they work so you really understand those rules deeply. First, let's make sure we're clear on a few definitions. When we talk about polygons, that means 2D shapes made up of straight line segments. The angles inside are called interior angles. These are the interior angles in a pentagon, and since a pentagon has 5 sides, it also has 5 interior angles. A hexagon has 6 sides, so it has 6 interior angles, and any shape will always have the same number of interior angles as it has sides. So our chiliogon would have 1,000 of them, but that would be very hard to draw. When we extend the sides of the shape outward, we make exterior angles. These are the angles between the shape and the extended lines. And this already gives us a useful result. The interior angle and the exterior angle at the same corner, which if we're being precise we should call a vertex, always add up to 180 degrees, because together they make up a straight line. So that's our first key fact. The sum of the interior and exterior angle at the same vertex of a polygon sum to 180 degrees. Now let's think carefully about the exterior angles. Imagine you are walking around a path shaped like this hexagon. You start at the middle of this edge and walk towards the corner. You then rotate so that you can walk along the next edge. The angle that you would turn through would be one of the exterior angles of the hexagon. You then walk along the next edge and at the next corner turn through the exterior angle there. You walk along the next edge, turn through that exterior angle, walk along the next edge and turn through that exterior angle, you walk along another edge and turn through that exterior angle, and finally you get to the last corner, turn through the exterior angle there and return to the point that you started at. At that point you'll be facing the same way that you started, and so you must have made a complete turn. But as you walked around, you rotated about all of the exterior angles. So the sum of the exterior angles must equal a full turn, or 360 degrees. There's nothing special about a hexagon here, exactly the same argument would work if you walked around any other polygon. This means the exterior angles of any polygon always add up to 360 degrees. This works for triangles, hexagons, and even our chiliogon with 1,000 sides. By the way, here we are drawing convex polygons. That means that all of the interior angles are less than 180 degrees and it doesn't bend inwards. If we had a concave polygon, like this arrowhead shape, then all the results do still work, but some of the angles would have to be negative. We won't go into that in any more detail here, but it's a very interesting exercise to check that you can still make everything work in those sorts of shapes. The fact that the exterior angles sum to 360 degrees is particularly useful when the polygon we're looking at is regular. A regular polygon is a shape where all the sides are the same length and all of its interior angles are the same size too. That will mean that all of its exterior angles are the same size as well. We're going to use the letter n to represent the number of sides of the polygon. The triangle has 3 sides, so n equals 3 for the triangle. The quadrilateral has 4 sides, and so n equals 4 for the quadrilateral. For the pentagon, n equals 5. For the hexagon, n equals 6, and so on. In a regular shape with n sides, since all exterior angles are equal and there are n of them, and we've just shown that the sum of all of them is 360 degrees, then each exterior angle must equal 360 degrees divided by n, or 360 over n if we write it as a fraction. So a regular triangle, which we would usually call an equilateral triangle, has exterior angles of 360 divided by 3, or 120 degrees. A regular quadrilateral, which we'd usually call a square, has exterior angles of 90 degrees, and so on. So if for the pentagon it's 360 divided by 5, or 72 degrees, the hexagon it's 60 degrees, and we can keep working these out in the same way. As the number of sides gets bigger, the exterior angles get smaller, all the way down to just 360 divided by 1,000, or 0.36 degrees for our 1,000-sided chiliogon, and at that point the turn is so slight that it would probably feel just like walking around a circle. So that's the exterior angles. Now let's explore the interior angles of polygons further. We'll start with the simplest of the polygons, the triangle, because understanding triangles is the key to figuring out the result for all of the other polygons as well. As you probably already know, the interior angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. People often think you have to assume that that's true, but you can in fact prove that as well. If you want to see that proof, I'll link another video I've made about that below, because I don't want to get distracted from our main focus in this video, but it is well worth a watch. So let's think about the next simplest shape after a triangle, the quadrilateral with 4 sides. We can split any 4-sided shape into 2 triangles by drawing a line from one vertex to the opposite vertex like this. Since each triangle has angles adding up to 180 degrees, the quadrilateral's interior angles must add up to 180 times 2, or 360 degrees. In a regular quadrilateral, that is a square where all the sides and angles are the same, each interior angle is then 360 divided by 4, or 90 degrees. Of course, that would also be true for rectangles, which are not regular, but still have all of their angles equal, because that's all we need for this result to hold. With any 5-sided shape, or pentagon, we can draw a line from one vertex to an opposite vertex to split it into a triangle and a quadrilateral. Like before, we can then split this quadrilateral into 2 triangles, meaning the pentagon can be split into 3 triangles in total, whose interior angles sum to the interior angles of the pentagon. So the interior angles in any pentagon must add up to 180 times 3, or 540 degrees. So if the pentagon were a regular pentagon, each angle would be 540 divided by 5, which is 108 degrees. A hexagon, that's a 6-sided shape, could be split into 4 triangles, giving us angles that add up to a total of 180 times 4, or 720 degrees. So let's recap. We started with the fact that the triangle's interior angles sum to 180 degrees. We can split the quadrilateral with 4 sides into 2 triangles, the pentagon with 5 sides into 3 triangles, and the hexagon with 6 sides into 4 triangles. So can you see the pattern? The number of triangles we can split the polygon into is 2 fewer than the number of sides that polygon has. So if we call the number of sides of the polygon n, then we can split the polygon into n-2 triangles, and so the sum of its interior angles must be 180 times n-2. By the way, for the interior angles, we have no problem at all with concave shapes that we thought about for the exterior angles. For example, we can split a hexagon that looks like this into 4 triangles just as easily as we can do with a regular hexagon or any other one. So let's think about the formula for the interior angles in a regular polygon. We know that the sum of the interior angles in an n-sided polygon is 180 times n-2, and in a regular polygon, all of the interior angles are equal. So each interior angle equals that sum divided by n, so we can write that as 180 n-2, all divided by n. You'll sometimes see this written in other ways, because if we start with 180 n-2 over n, and then expand the bracket in the numerator, we get 180 n minus 360, all divided by n. We could then also split that into 2 fractions and write it as 180 n divided by n minus 360 divided by n. The first part would just simplify to 180 degrees because the n's would cancel out, and the second part is 360 divided by n. So our formula becomes 180 minus 360 divided by n. But wait, 360 over n is exactly the exterior angle of the regular polygon. So our formula tells us that each interior angle equals 180 minus the exterior angle. And that makes perfect sense because we already know that the interior and the exterior angles must add up to 180 degrees. Let's put this knowledge to work with an example that comes up a lot. What are the interior and exterior angles of a regular octagon? Since an octagon has 8 sides, we take n equals 8 in the formulae. The exterior angle is 360 divided by 8, which is 45 degrees. The interior angle is then 180 minus 45, which is 135 degrees. Or we could also use the interior angle formula that we've got directly. The sum of all the interior angles in the octagon would be 180 times 8 minus 2, which is 180 times 6, or 1080 degrees. Then each individual interior angle would be 1080 divided by 8, which again gives us 135 degrees. Let me know in the comments which method you prefer. And the nice thing about these formulae are that they work for any regular polygon, and it's really easy to use, so we don't need to memorize all of the angles in different polygons individually. But there are some that come up a lot, especially in maths challenges and Olympiads, and also in other exams, so you will probably end up remembering many of these anyway if you do lots of problems. So here's a table that shows the ones that come up the most often, including our favourite polygon, the 1000-sided chiliagon. So that's how to find the interior and exterior angles of any polygon, and if you're getting ready for maths competitions, Olympiads or any other exams that use these, then take a look over at mathsaurus.com where there's lots of free content and other courses that will really help you. Or if you want to see that proof I mentioned about why the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees, then take a look at this video next.